Holla at your boy.
Welcome back, my lords and ladies. It is your boy NegroYasha.
Holla at your boy.
And we are now getting into some serious wrestling reactions. We are doing SummerSlam 2026 Night 2, and we are about to get into a match for the men's WWE Intercontinental Championship. Penta, the champion, reigning and defending, will be defending against the Minnesota Miracle Man of WWE, Chad Gable. He is a former NXT Tag Team Champion. He has never held any singles championship, and there's his family. I love Penta, don't get me wrong. I love Penta, but I gotta go for Chad for this one because, to be perfectly honest, I think it's about time he finally got a singles championship. He's never won one when he was in NXT. He's never won one since he's been on the main roster. He was close a couple of times to win the Intercontinental Championship, but sadly, no dice. This is his 6th attempt at winning the Intercontinental Championship. Let's see if half a dozen will be the charm for one Chad Gable. And here comes the champion. Cero miedo. Penta sporting the black with silver trim. $153 days as Intercontinental Champion. I say that is a great amount of time to be Intercontinental Champion. Penta, you've been a great champion, but now, I'm sorry, it's time for Chad Gable to finally have his shot. Yeah, because of the sacrifice. The sacrifice arm breaker. Yeah, not to mention Penta defeated Chad Gable in his debut match in WWE. And that was 2 years ago.
SummerSlam, 91, Minnesota's Mr. Perfect and Bret Hart, 92, Bulldog and Hart in Wembley, 1990. Shawn and Frazier in a ladder match. 98, Triple H and The Rock in a ladder match. 2003, Gunther and McIntyre. And tied in 2026.
1998. I was actually there for that SummerSlam because it was at Madison Square Garden, and that was my very first WWE pay-per-view that I've ever been to. I've been to only 3 of the big original 4 pay-per-views of WWE. SummerSlam was my first in 98. 2008, I was at the Royal Rumble in Madison Square Garden. And then my first and only WrestleMania was WrestleMania 29 at MetLife Stadium. Chad Gable already going for the ankle lock. Penta fights out of it, rolls into a pin, only gets a 1 count. Penta with a hurricanrana. Chad Gable with a side Russian leg sweep. Chad goes to the ropes. Rolling Liger kick. Super kick by Penta. Penta with a face crusher on the mat. Excuse me. Oh, backbreaker. Side backbreaker by Penta, and only gets a 2 count. That super kick right at the side of Chad Gable's face. The people of Minneapolis, Minnesota cheering for Chad Gable. Oh, what a chop to the chest by Penta. Oh, he's trying to go for the Penta driver. Gable catches Penta springboarding off the second rope, and a German suplex, a second German suplex. Is he gonna go for the trifecta? Third German suplex with the bridge. 1, 2 and a half. Chad Gable, within a half a second of becoming the new Intercontinental Champion, Chad Gable shoulder first into the top turnbuckle. Penta try to go for a backstabber from the corner. Chad Gable literally just bum rushed into Penta. Oh shit! Chad Gable tried to go for a moonsault, got super kicked by Penta on the way down, and only got a 2 count. Oh! If he would have mistimed that kick, that would have been a broken ankle or broken leg right there. Stalling handstand into. Oh! Chad Gable rolls through and catches Penta in the ankle lock again. But Penta fights him off. Wow. That had to have been the highest I've ever seen Penta ever go for a Tope con Hero. Clearing the top rope easily. Both men now back in the ring. Penta driver! Penta driver! 1, 2, no! Oh, hard chop. Hard overhand chop by Penta. And a right hand by Gable. Another overhand chop by Penta. And one retaliated by Gable. And another. They're trading overhand chops. Super kick by Penta. Oh! Pop up belly to belly right into the corner and only gets a 2 count by Gable. And Gable's busted open. Oh! Gable got caught! Oh no! This is what kept Gable out of action for over a year. The sacrifice! Gable kicks out at 2, but at what cost? Oh, a kick right to the injured arm by Penta. And another kick. Can Chad Gable come back from this? Super kick. And it looks like he was trying to go for the Mexican Destroyer. Ankle lock again for the 3rd time in this match. And for the 3rd time, Penta fights him off. Gable gets set up on the top rope. Oh, a hanging armbar. Kick to the gut by Penta. Penta tried to go for a Mexican Destroyer on the apron. Gable with a German suplex on the apron of the ring. What a match! Uh-oh, looks like Gable's going to go for another moonsault. And he hits him! Gable now off the top rope again. Diving headbutt! A la Dynamite Kid. 1, 2, no. He couldn't get the full pin because of that injured shoulder. That was beautiful. And then that diving headbutt onto the shoulder of Penta, but only got a 2 count. Looks like Chad is setting him up for a possible superplex No. An avalanche superplex from the top. Penta trying to fight him off, and he does. Gable's now on the outside. Mexican Destroyer, but it was not a good one. Penta landed on his back. Didn't get the full blunt of the hit move on the Chad Gable. And only got a 2 count. Looks like Penta's gonna try again for another Mexican Destroyer. Oh, nice reversal by Chad Gable. Back into the ankle lock. Chad has him in the middle of the ring. Chad Gable holding back to the middle of the ring, and now grapevines the legs, and Penta taps out. We have a new champion. Yes. Yes. No. Finally, in his hometown, on his 6th attempt, Chad Gable finally wins his first singles championship in his WWE career. The Intercontinental Men's Championship is now in the hands of Minnesota's own Chad Gable. That was a great reversal by Chad Gable. He made sure that he was in the center of the ring to make sure that he wouldn't get to the ropes. And Penta had no choice but to tap out. And now Chad Gable, in front of his family, in front of his friends in Minneapolis, Minnesota, wins his first singles championship. Penta putting the belt over the waist of the new champion. Now that is class. Penta, a former TNA World Heavyweight Champion, a former Lucha Underground Champion, former one half of the AEW World Tag Team Champions, 1/3 of the AEW World Trios Champions, and now is a former Intercontinental Champion. Chad Gable in the ring with his family, his mother, his father, his wife, and his kids. And his son has the same ring attire as his father. It looks like Chad may have something to say. Drink it in, Chad. You've earned it. And I agree with the crowd. You do deserve it. You fought your ass off, and you're finally the Intercontinental Champion. He's doing the whole thing that he did when he lost his mask.
This is my family who stood by me through the highs and lows, all the way to this moment right now, when I can finally say, I am the Intercontinental Champion.
Congratulations to you, Chad Gable. You finally did it. You are the Intercontinental Men's Champion. Drink it in. Wear that championship with pride, because now you are no longer the hunter. You are now the hunted. Is that the Mug Root Beer Bulldog? He's celebrating Stone Cold Steve Austin style with root beer. Well, still, congratulations to you, Chad Gable. Well deserved. You are finally the Intercontinental Men's Champion. There's nothing else I could say, but we'll be back with another video. And no matter what you do, no matter where you go, always, and remember to wash your ass.